The learning objectives for the cover sheet are to identify the panes located on the cover sheet, observe actions that can be taken within each pane, and locate the postings button and review the available information. The cover sheet is the first tab in CPRS. The cover sheet displays an overview of a patient's condition and history. All the information found on the cover sheet is condensed from elsewhere in CPRS. Clicking each tab along the bottom of the cover sheet panes displays a different section of the chart. The available tabs are Cover Sheet, Problems, Meds, Orders, Notes, Consults, Surgery, DC Summary, Labs, and Reports. For example, to view progress notes, single-click on the Notes tab. Click the Cover Sheet tab to return to the cover sheet. In the top left-hand corner of the CPRS window are several menus including File, Edit, View, Tools, and Help menu. Beneath the menu bar is the CPRS informational header containing numerous buttons, including the Patient Inquiry button, Visit Encounter button, Patient Flags, etc. The menus CPRS informational header and COVID-19 status indicator banner will be discussed in subsequent modules. For now, we will focus on the information contained within the cover sheet. The default panes on the cover sheet are Active Problems, Allergies Adverse Reactions, Postings, Active Medications, Clinical Reminders, Recent Labs Results, Vitals, Appointments, Visits, Admissions, Recent Immunizations, and Women's Health. Users can minimize, collapse, maximize, expand, and refresh each pane by placing the cursor over the minus or plus sign. Pane size can also be changed by right-clicking inside the pane and selecting Collapse or Refresh. Each pane also contains a refresh icon in the upper right corner of the pane. Right-clicking the refresh icon opens options to refresh and collapse. There may be additional menu items within the pane, such as Update Vitals and Enter New Allergy. Right-click the refresh icon for each pane to see which options are available. Occasionally, a section will show more information than the pane display allows, and a scroll bar will appear within the pane. Scroll bars can be used to view the entire content of the pane. Use the scroll bar to scroll up or down and left to right. Let's take a closer look at what can be done from the cover sheet. The Active Problems pane displays the patient's active problems. By single-clicking on a problem, more detailed information will display in a pop-up window. Users can view the linked ICD code, the onset and service-connected status and condition. Click the Close button in the lower right corner or on the X in the upper right corner to exit this window. No known allergies assessment for patients who have no active allergies can also be entered from the Allergies Adverse Reactions pane with the following steps. Right-click within the Allergies Adverse Reactions pane that shows no allergy assessment. Select Mark Patient as having no known allergies, NKA, and select OK. CPRS displays the No Known Allergies dialog. The Allergies Adverse Reaction panes updates to no known allergies. If the patient later has an allergy, this will deactivate and be replaced with the newly reported allergy. The Allergies Adverse Reaction pane displays a list of causative agents associated with patients' allergies or adverse reactions. If patients have causative agents listed in this pane, CPRS also displays the word allergies in the postings pane and the letter A for allergies on the postings button. To view more information about the allergies or adverse reactions in this pane, click on the causative agent for CPRS to display information about the causative agents, severity, and signs and symptoms associated with the allergy or adverse reaction. Right-clicking in the Allergies Adverse Reaction pane populates the Enter New Allergy button to add a new allergy to the patient's chart. The Mark Selected Allergy as Entered in Error option indicates an allergy was entered in error and users can remove it from the display. Users also can mark the patient as having no known allergies. The Mark Patient as having no known allergies, NKA, is only active when there are no allergies listed. Based on the user's role at the facility, these buttons may be inactive. To enter a new allergy from the Allergies Adverse Reactions pane on the Cover Sheet tab, move the mouse cursor to the Allergies Adverse Reactions pane. Right-click to display a pop-up menu. Select Enter New Allergy, prompting CPRS to display the Allergy Reactant Lookup dialog. In the Enter Causative Agent search field, type the first 3 letters of the causative agent's name, LAT for latex, and click Search. Clicking on any drug ingredient listed in the Drug Ingredients file drop-down triggers a notification that drug class cross-checking will not occur. Checking the box next to the notification allows entering the drug ingredient. If the causative agent that was typed does not match agents available for the site, CPRS displays the Causative Agent Not on File dialog, with options to search again, request assistance, or cancel the entry. Note: the patient's chart will not be updated unless the causative agent on file is selected. If the causative agent is available, select the agent and select OK. Choosing not to select an item higher on the list may result in future order checks on this allergy for this patient from occurring. The Enter Allergy or Adverse Reaction dialog appears, auto-populating some fields. Use the Observed or Historical buttons to indicate if the entry is for an observed allergy or a historical account of a reaction. When selecting Historical or Observed, a reaction date and time and severity option box will appear. If entering an observed allergy, use the reaction date and time and severity boxes to complete the needed information. When entering an observed allergy, the severity box will not be visible. A question mark button displays text when clicked. The severity box when clicked will display 3 options: severe, moderate, and mild. The question mark button can be clicked for definitions of each field. For this example, select moderate. Enter the nature of reaction. Clicking on the down arrow to the right of the prompt displays options: allergy, pharmacological, and unknown. Use the Signs and Symptoms box to select one or more signs or symptoms. The 10 most common symptoms will display first. For additional signs and symptoms, either scroll down or type for additional options. At least one sign or symptom must be selected. Users can associate a date and time with a symptom by clicking the ellipses button, 3 dots, beneath the Selected Symptoms pane. The comment section option is available if the signs and symptoms listed are not appropriate. For this scenario, we will not be adding comments since a symptom was selected. When all the information has been entered, click the OK button to add the new allergy. If an allergy is entered in error and not accepted, click the Remove button to remove the entry. The new allergy has been added to the list. If the newly entered allergy is related to existing, pending, and active orders, the existing medication allergy dialog will display for each order discovered, as shown below. CPRS displays the new agent in the Allergies Adverse Reactions pane. There will also be an A on the Postings button for allergies. Selecting the word Allergies in the Postings pane displays the patient's active allergies and adverse reactions. The Recent Immunizations pane alphabetically displays the patient's most recent immunizations and any reactions to the administration. Users can also record administering an immunization from this pane by right-clicking inside the pane. The pop-up options include Collapse, Refresh, and Enter New Immunization. Selecting Enter New Immunization populates the immunization form. The evaluation status section displays when the clinical reminder for the immunization is due or when it was last completed. The list section displays pending and completed immunizations and has the Add Immunization button if a new immunization is needed. The immunization selection section allows users to document if an immunization is administered, historical, or reported by the patient, contraindicated, or refused. The immunization is documented in the Editor/Detail section, which opens automatically after the documentation type and immunization are selected. Remember to click Save, and the new edition displays in the Immunization List section. Right-clicking in the immunization evaluation status will prompt a pop-up with options to add an immunization, view information about an administered immunization, or view the clinical maintenance. Users may also document immunizations in the Immunization List section by clicking the Add Immunization button and selecting the documentation type and immunization. Click Herpes Zoster. Certain fields will pre-populate, while others will need to be completed, such as the location and series fields. Click Save to save the immunization form after completion. The Postings pane displays critical patient-related data for allergies, crisis notes, clinical warning notes, or life-sustaining treatment notes. The Posting pane displays important information and makes it easy to find. The Postings button is visible on all tabs in CPRS and always located in the upper right corner of the window. The information is sorted in reverse chronological order after the allergies and any life-sustaining treatment note, with the most recent data at the top. Single-clicking on a posting will bring up additional information. When viewing is completed, click the Close button. When users click on the life-sustaining treatment note, it will open the text of the progress note to display the patient's life-sustaining preferences. Lactation and pregnancy are also displayed in this pane when applicable. The Active Medications pane displays active medications. Single-clicking on the medication will open a more detailed display for the medication, such as the text of the order, who ordered the medication, when it was ordered, and so on. To exit, click the Close button. The Clinical Reminder pane displays clinical reminders set up either locally or at the national level to alert the clinician of screening, testing, or other clinical intervention that needs to be completed on the patient based upon patient's age, gender, previous diagnosis, or other defined cohorts. Clicking on a specific clinical reminder displays the status, due date, and last done date. To process reminders, users must go to the Notes tab. This will be covered in the Notes module. Close the display by clicking the Close button. If there is a problem when the reminder is evaluated, CPRS will display either Error or CMBD, which stands for Could Not Be Determined. Double-clicking the reminder with the error message prompts a dialog directing users to contact their reminders coordinator, or it may describe what the error is. The Women's Health pane displays information about female patients. For example, it displays the status of the patient if she is pregnant and/or lactating. Users can document directly into the Women's Health section for applicable patients. Right-click to display the option to Add New Data. Selecting this option will populate the Women's Health, Pregnancy, and Lactation Status Update dialog box. Pertinent information can be entered for each section that applies to the patient, such as medically able to conceive, pregnancy status, and lactation status. Once entered, current pregnancy and lactation status is also viewable from the In Postings button, displayed as a P or L. When the Postings button is clicked, the pregnant status displays under the Crisis Notes, Warning Notes, and Directive section. User access and permissions will determine the ability to change the pregnancy or lactation status in the Women's Health pane. The next pane is Recent Lab Results. Clicking on a lab will display the results. CPRS is static, and if users are waiting for lab results, they will need to refresh to display the most recent data. Authorized users can enter vitals and measurements from the Cover Sheet Vitals pane. Single-clicking on a vitals measurement will populate a dialog box. To demonstrate, click on Temperature. The Vitals Light window displays a graph of the patient's temperature readings. At the bottom of the window, all vital measurements data recorded during the selected time frame is displayed. In the upper left corner, beneath the patient's name, is a list of selectable date ranges to expand or limit the current view. Users can customize the graph by toggling on and off the values, the time scale, 3D view, or zoom ability. To toggle, click the square to the left of the term. To change the graph display, click on another vital measurement in the list. In the upper right corner of the Vitals Light window is the option Entered in Error. Users can also enter vitals by clicking the Enter Vitals. Clicking the Allergy button displays documented allergies for the patient. Exit by clicking on the X in the upper right-hand corner. The final pane to review on the cover sheet is Appointments, Visits, and Admissions. This pane displays past and future patient appointments. Clicking on a Checked Out Past Appointment displays the progress note completed during that visit. This completes the review of the panes within the Cover Sheet tab. In this lesson, you learned how to identify the panes located on the cover sheet, observe actions that can be taken within each pane, and locate the Postings button and review the available information.